Have you ever wondered why some people seem to breeze through life, effortlessly achieving their dreams, while others are stuck in cycles of frustration, fear, and doubt? The secret isn't necessarily talent or luck, it's feelings. Yes, your emotions hold the key to unlocking a life of success, happiness, and fulfillment. Now, before you dismiss this idea as too simple or too woo-woo, let's take a moment to truly consider this. Every decision you make, every action you take, and every outcome in your life is deeply influenced by your emotions. Whether you realize it or not, your feelings are guiding you in ways that either serve or hinder your goals. What if you could learn how to harness and shift those feelings to transform your life in an instant? This isn't just about feeling good. It's about using your emotions to create real, lasting change. In this audiobook, you'll discover how tapping into the power of your feelings can elevate your life in ways you never imagined. By the end of this journey, you'll have the tools to shift your emotional state at will and start attracting the outcomes you desire. Chapter 1: The Science of Feelings. Let's start by getting clear on what emotions really are. In the simplest terms, emotions are physical responses to external stimuli, shaped by your thoughts, beliefs, and past experiences. They are not just something we feel. They are messages, signals that our body and mind are communicating. Every emotion is a piece of information, telling us something important about ourselves and the world around us. When we feel anger, fear, joy, or sadness, our bodies release specific chemicals that cause physiological reactions. Your heart races, your muscles tense, your mind sharpens. These are not just random feelings. They have purpose. Anger might alert you that something is wrong, while joy can indicate that you are in alignment with your values. The key is to learn how to interpret and navigate these feelings to work in your favor. You may not always have control over which emotions arise, but you can control how you respond to them. And that's where the true power lies. Understanding the science behind emotions is the first step in transforming them into a tool for personal growth. The role of the brain and body in emotional responses. Ever notice how your emotions can physically affect your body? This is no coincidence. When you experience an emotion, your brain releases chemicals like adrenaline, dopamine, or serotonin, all of which impact your physical state. For example, if you feel anxious, your body may become tense, your breathing shallow, and your heartbeat quicken. These responses come from the limbic system, the part of your brain responsible for emotional processing. But here's the important part. You can use this system to your advantage. Once you learn how to recognize these responses, you can actively change them. When you start to feel anxiety creeping in, for example, you can use techniques like deep breathing or positive visualization to send a different signal to your brain, calming your body and shifting your emotional state. The body and mind are in constant communication. Once you grasp this concept, you can begin to manipulate this system to create the emotional state you need to succeed, rather than allowing your feelings to control you. There are no good or bad emotions, only useful or detrimental ones. All emotions serve a purpose, but some emotions feel better and allow you to move forward, while others may feel heavier, causing you to feel stuck or unmotivated. Understanding the spectrum of emotions is key to navigating them effectively. Positive emotions like joy, gratitude, excitement, and love are high-energy states that can propel you towards success. These emotions foster creativity, problem-solving, and resilience. When you're in a positive emotional state, you're more likely to take inspired action toward your goals. Negative emotions, such as fear, sadness, anger, and frustration, are often seen as obstacles. However, these emotions too serve a critical purpose. They can signal to you that something is off balance, either within yourself or in your environment. They can also help you clarify what you truly want by showing you what you don't want. But while these emotions are important, If you stay stuck in them for too long, they can drain your energy and prevent you from making progress. So instead of trying to avoid or suppress negative emotions, embrace them as messengers. Once you understand why they're showing up, you can decide how to move forward and shift your focus to more empowering emotions. How feelings influence your thoughts and actions. The connection between emotions and thoughts is undeniable. Think about it. When you're feeling good, your thoughts are positive, and your actions reflect confidence and clarity. But when you're feeling down, your thoughts can become negative, self-critical, or fearful, and your actions may be more hesitant or reactive. This is where the magic of emotional transformation happens. Once you become aware of your feelings, you can use them as indicators of the quality of your thoughts. If you're feeling fear or doubt, this may be a sign that your thoughts are not aligned with your goals. You can then use techniques like reframing or affirmations to change the narrative in your mind, which will in turn shift your emotional state. Feelings are not just internal experiences, they are external signals that shape everything from your interactions with others to your career trajectory. Understanding this connection can give you more control over your destiny. You may have heard of the law of attraction, the idea that what you focus on, you attract into your life. But did you know that your emotions are the driving force behind the law of attraction? It's not just about thinking positive thoughts. It's about aligning your emotions with those thoughts to send out a powerful vibrational signal to the universe. When you feel abundant, grateful, and joyful, you send out a signal of positivity that attracts similar energy. Conversely, when you're feeling negative emotions like lack or fear, you're more likely to attract situations that reinforce those feelings. This is why learning how to manage your emotions is so critical. If you can master the art of feeling good, of aligning your emotions with your desires, you can magnetize the right opportunities, people, and circumstances into your life. The energy you put out into the world will always come back to you. This is the law of attraction at its core. As we dive deeper into how feelings can instantly transform your life, remember this: emotions are not just things that happen to you. They are powerful forces that can be harnessed for personal growth, success, and happiness. Understanding the science behind them is just the beginning. In the next chapter, we'll explore how to start shifting your emotional state on command so you can begin creating the life you've always dreamed of. Are you ready to take control of your emotions and transform your life? Keep listening, and let's unlock this power together. Chapter 2: Shifting your emotional state. Before you can shift your emotional state, the first step is recognizing where you currently are. In any given moment, your emotions are your internal compass. They're guiding you through the day, whether you're aware of it or not. So, how do you become aware of your emotional state and the influence it's having on your thoughts and actions? The process begins with mindfulness, a powerful tool that allows you to step outside of your immediate emotional reactions and observe them with detachment and curiosity. Mindfulness is not about judging or suppressing your feelings. It's about becoming an observer of your own experience. Try this exercise. Pause for a moment right now and check in with yourself. Ask yourself, how am I feeling at this moment? Notice any physical sensations in your body. Are you tense? Relaxed? Are you holding tension somewhere, like your shoulders or jaw? Your body is constantly sending you signals about your emotional state. If you feel anxious, you might notice shallow breathing or racing heart. If you feel happy or peaceful, your body might feel more open and light. Once you've identified your emotional state, ask yourself how it's influencing your thoughts. Are you feeling confident and clear, or are your thoughts clouded with doubt, fear, or negativity? The next step is to ask yourself, is this emotional state serving me? Is it helping me move toward my goals, or is it holding me back? The key here is to practice self-awareness throughout the day. The more often you check in with your emotions, the easier it becomes to recognize when you're slipping into an unhelpful emotional state. This awareness is the foundation for shifting your emotions in a way that works for you. Techniques for shifting emotions. Now that you've identified where you are emotionally, it's time to learn how to shift your emotional state. The good news is that you don't need to wait for external circumstances to change in order for your emotions to shift. You can take control of your emotions by practicing specific techniques that help you reset your emotional baseline and move toward a more empowering state. Here are several effective techniques you can use to shift your emotions on command. 1. Deep breathing. Breathing exercises are one of the simplest yet most powerful ways to shift your emotional state. When you're stressed or anxious, your breath becomes shallow and rapid. By taking deep, conscious breaths, you send a signal to your brain and body that it's time to calm down. Try this deep breathing exercise. Inhale deeply through your nose for a count of 4. Hold your breath for a count of 4. Exhale slowly through your mouth for a count of 6. Repeat for 5 minutes. This breathing pattern activates your parasympathetic nervous system, which helps to calm the body and mind. As you slow your breath, you'll notice that your feelings of anxiety or stress begin to dissipate, and a sense of calmness replaces them. 2. Visualization. Visualization is a powerful technique used by athletes, performers, and high achievers to improve performance and shift emotional states. The brain doesn't know the difference between a vividly imagined experience and one that is actually happening. So by visualizing yourself in a positive emotional state, you can trigger the brain to produce the same feelings as if it were real. Try this visualization exercise. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths to relax. Imagine yourself in a place where you feel completely peaceful and happy. It could be a beach, a forest, or any place that brings you a sense of calm and joy. Engage all of your senses. What do you see, hear, smell, and feel in this peaceful place? As you immerse yourself in this visualization, notice how your emotions shift. You may feel more relaxed, centered, and at ease. Visualization works by creating new neural pathways in the brain, which allows you to program yourself to feel more positive, confident, and capable in real life. This technique can be incredibly effective when you need to shift from fear to calm, anxiety to confidence, or frustration to clarity. 3. Gratitude practice. Gratitude is one of the most effective emotional resets. When you focus on what you're thankful for, your brain releases feel-good neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin, which can instantly improve your mood and shift your emotional state. Try this gratitude practice. Take out a journal or simply pause for a moment. List at least 3 things you're grateful for right now. They can be big or small. Perhaps it's a loved one, a warm cup of coffee, or the opportunity to listen to this audiobook. As you reflect on each item, take a moment to truly feel the gratitude in your body. Let the warmth of appreciation wash over you. By making gratitude a daily practice, you train your brain to focus on abundance and positivity, which naturally shifts your emotional state over time. 4. Affirmations. Affirmations are positive, present-tense statements that can help you reprogram your mind and shift your emotions. When you repeat empowering affirmations, you begin to align your inner thoughts with your outer reality. This helps to reshape your emotional landscape and encourage positive emotions like confidence, clarity, and calm. Try this affirmation practice. Choose a positive affirmation that aligns with the emotional state you want to cultivate. For example, I am calm, confident, and in control. I am worthy of love, success, and happiness. Every challenge is an opportunity for growth and transformation. Repeat the affirmation aloud or silently to yourself, and as you do, allow yourself to truly feel the meaning behind the words. Imagine yourself living in alignment with these statements. The more you affirm positive thoughts and beliefs, the more you condition your mind to respond with positivity, which in turn shifts your emotional state toward one of empowerment. 5. Physical movement. Sometimes the quickest way to shift your emotional state is through movement. Physical activity helps release pent-up energy and tension, and it also stimulates the production of endorphins, natural mood boosters that make you feel happier and more relaxed. Try this movement practice. Stand up and stretch your arms above your head, reaching for the sky. Perform a series of stretches or light exercises, such as yoga poses, jumping jacks, or dancing to your favorite music. Allow yourself to move freely and with abandon. As you move, feel the energy shift in your body. By releasing physical tension and increasing circulation, you can create a quick emotional shift that leaves you feeling more energized and positive. Instant emotional shifts. Sometimes we don't have the luxury of time. You might find yourself in a stressful situation, maybe a meeting at work, a tense conversation with a friend, or simply feeling overwhelmed by your to-do list. In these moments, you need a quick emotional reset that can help you regain control. Here are a few instant emotional shifts you can use when you need them most. The power pause. When you're feeling emotionally triggered, pause for a few seconds to close your eyes, breathe deeply, and center yourself. This power pause can interrupt the automatic stress response and give you the space you need to choose a more empowering emotional state. Smile. It may seem simple, but smiling has been shown to trigger a cascade of positive emotional responses in the brain. Even if you don't feel like smiling, try it anyway. Your brain will start to associate the physical act of smiling with feelings of happiness and ease. Focus on the present moment. If you find yourself ruminating over the past or worrying about the future, take a moment to focus on the present. Tune in to what's happening right now. Feel the texture of the ground beneath your feet, the temperature of the air, or the sensation of your breath. This simple technique will bring you back to a more centered emotional state. Chapter 3. How to build emotional resilience for lasting transformation. The importance of emotional resilience. Imagine your emotions as waves in the ocean. Sometimes they're calm and gentle. Other times, they crash powerfully against the shore. But no matter what happens, the waves always recede, and the ocean finds its balance again. This is the essence of emotional resilience, the ability to stay balanced and centered, even when life throws challenges your way. Emotions by their nature are fluid, but if you develop emotional resilience, you can remain grounded, calm, and strong, no matter the emotional turbulence around you. Emotional resilience is not about avoiding negative emotions or pretending to feel happy all the time. It's about learning how to bounce back when difficult emotions arise and creating a sense of inner stability that allows you to navigate life's ups and downs without being completely thrown off course. In this chapter, you'll learn how to build and strengthen your emotional resilience. This isn't about suppressing or ignoring emotions. It's about creating a mindset that helps you manage and transform them effectively so they no longer control your life. It's about being able to feel your emotions, process them healthily, and then choose a response that serves you in a positive way. To cultivate emotional resilience, you need to build certain foundational habits that support your mental, emotional, and physical well-being. Think of these habits as the pillars that hold up your emotional stability, especially during stressful times. When these pillars are strong, you become more adaptable, flexible, and capable of handling life's inevitable challenges. Let's break down the core pillars of emotional resilience. 1. Self-awareness. As we discussed in the previous chapter, awareness is the first step to emotional transformation. In order to build emotional resilience, you need to be deeply aware of how you feel in each moment. Self-awareness means noticing your emotional triggers, understanding the patterns in your behavior, and recognizing when you're about to slip into an unhelpful emotional state. Being aware of your emotions allows you to make conscious choices about how you respond. Instead of automatically reacting to your emotions with anger, frustration, or fear, you can stop, take a breath, and choose a more empowered reaction. How to build self-awareness. Practice mindfulness throughout your day. Simply check in with yourself at regular intervals and ask, how am I feeling right now? Keep a daily journal where you write about your emotional experiences. This helps you reflect on patterns and triggers, and it's a great tool for self-discovery. Use a mood tracker app. It's an easy way to keep tabs on your emotional state and see if there are patterns you need to address. 2. Emotional regulation. Once you're aware of your emotions, the next step is learning how to regulate them. Emotional regulation is the ability to manage your emotional responses in a way that is healthy and constructive. It's about being able to stay calm in stressful situations, preventing negative emotions from taking over, and guiding yourself toward positive emotional states. Regulation doesn't mean suppressing emotions or pretending that everything is fine when it's not. Rather, it means acknowledging your feelings, processing them, and then choosing how to move forward. How to build emotional regulation. Pause before reacting. When you feel a strong emotion rising, take a moment to pause. This small break helps you avoid impulsive reactions and gives you time to choose a more thoughtful response. Use grounding techniques. When you're overwhelmed by emotion, use techniques like deep breathing, focusing on your senses, or physically grounding yourself, placing your feet flat on the floor to calm your mind. Reframe negative emotions. When you feel fear, anger, or sadness, instead of focusing on the negative aspects, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this emotion as an opportunity for growth? 3. Self-compassion. Resilience doesn't mean always being strong and unaffected. It means being kind to yourself when things aren't going well. Self-compassion is the act of treating yourself with the same kindness, care, and understanding that you would offer a friend who is struggling. Instead of criticizing yourself for feeling a certain way, you offer yourself warmth and understanding. Self-compassion allows you to acknowledge your feelings without judgment, and it encourages you to treat yourself gently, especially in moments of emotional difficulty. This practice prevents you from spiraling into self-blame or guilt and helps you bounce back more quickly. How to cultivate self-compassion. Speak to yourself with kindness. When you're feeling low, resist the urge to beat yourself up or judge your emotions. Instead, say to yourself, "It's okay to feel this way. I'm doing my best, and I'll get through this." When you make a mistake, treat yourself with understanding. Remember, everyone makes mistakes. It's a natural part of life. Practice self-care regularly. Do something kind for yourself each day, whether it's taking a warm bath, going for a walk, or enjoying your favorite hobby. 4. Optimism and hope. A resilient person doesn't just bounce back. They also look forward with hope and optimism. They understand that life is full of challenges, but they believe in their ability to overcome them. Optimism is not about ignoring difficulties. It's about choosing to believe that you can create a positive outcome, no matter how challenging things may seem in the moment. Having hope allows you to keep moving forward, even when the road ahead looks uncertain. It's the belief that no matter what happens, you will find a way to navigate through it. How to cultivate optimism. Reframe negative thoughts. When faced with a setback, ask yourself, what's the silver lining here? What can I learn from this? Focus on solutions. Instead of dwelling on problems, focus on potential solutions and the steps you can take to improve the situation. Surround yourself with positive influences. Be around people who uplift and support you. Their optimism will help you maintain a hopeful outlook. 5. Strong social connections. No one can build resilience alone. Having strong relationships with friends, family, or a supportive community is crucial to emotional resilience. Social support provides a safety net when you face difficulties, and having people to share your joys and struggles with can significantly improve your emotional well-being. Supportive relationships provide empathy, perspective, and encouragement, which help you navigate through tough times. In turn, the act of supporting others can also increase your own resilience, creating a cycle of mutual care and understanding. How to build strong social connections. Reach out for support. Don't hesitate to share your emotions with trusted friends or family. Talking about your struggles can provide relief and help you gain perspective. Offer support to others. Be there for someone else in their time of need. Offering support not only helps others, but also strengthens your own emotional resilience. Build a community. Engage in groups, clubs, or online communities that share your values and interests. Feeling connected to others can provide a sense of belonging and emotional security. 3.3. Strengthening resilience through daily habits. Building emotional resilience doesn't happen overnight. It requires consistent effort and the development of certain habits that support your emotional health and well-being over time. The more you nurture your resilience daily, the stronger and more stable your emotional foundation becomes. Daily resilience habits. 1. Start your day with intention. How you begin your day sets the tone for the rest of it. Spend a few minutes each morning setting your intentions and visualizing a positive, resilient day ahead. Focus on the goals you want to achieve and the emotions you want to cultivate. 2. Practice mindfulness. Engage in mindfulness throughout the day. Whether through meditation, mindful breathing, or simply paying attention to your surroundings, mindfulness helps you stay present and centered, no matter what's happening around you. 3. Exercise regularly. Physical activity is a powerful tool for building emotional resilience. Exercise releases endorphins, improves mood, and reduces stress. Find an activity you enjoy and make it a part of your routine. 4. Prioritize rest and recovery. Resilience requires energy, and you can't build emotional strength if you're constantly drained. Make sleep and relaxation a priority to allow your body and mind to recover and recharge. 5. End your day with reflection. Before bed, take a few moments to reflect on your day. Celebrate your victories, no matter how small, and acknowledge the challenges you overcame. Reflecting on your progress boosts self-esteem and reinforces your ability to handle future challenges. Chapter 4. Mastering emotional control for lasting success. The next phase of your emotional transformation. Mastering emotional control. By now, you've learned to recognize, shift, and build resilience around your emotions. But emotional mastery takes this a step further. It's about taking full responsibility for your emotional state and learning how to use emotions intentionally to shape your life, actions, and outcomes. Emotions are powerful tools. Whether you're aware of it or not, your emotions influence everything from your relationships to your success, health, and well-being. The key is understanding that you are in control of your emotions, not the other way around. Mastering emotional control doesn't mean suppressing your feelings or pretending to be happy all the time. Rather, it means you can choose your emotional responses, direct your emotions in ways that serve you, and use them as a powerful force for change in your life. In this section, we'll explore how to step into your full power by becoming the conscious creator of your emotional life. Imagine being able to stay calm, centered, and focused no matter the external circumstances. What would that feel like? It would mean that you're no longer a victim of your emotions. Instead, you're actively choosing how to feel and respond in any situation. The power of emotional intelligence. To master your emotions, you must first understand emotional intelligence, EQ. Emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize, understand, manage, and influence your emotions and the emotions of others. EQ is what separates successful people from those who struggle with their emotions. It's the ability to handle stress, make decisions with clarity, and build strong relationships. There are 5 key components of emotional intelligence, and developing these skills will allow you to navigate life with greater ease and effectiveness. 1. Self-awareness. Recognizing your emotions and how they affect your thoughts and behavior. 2. Self-regulation. Managing your emotions in healthy ways, especially when you're feeling stressed or challenged. 3. Motivation. Using your emotions to stay focused on your goals and maintaining a positive attitude, even in adversity. 4. Empathy. Understanding the emotions of others and responding appropriately. 5. Social skills. Building strong relationships, influencing others, and communicating effectively. Developing each component of emotional intelligence. 1. Self-awareness. Recognizing your emotional triggers. Mastering emotional control begins with developing deep self-awareness. As you've already seen, the first step to transforming your emotional life is recognizing what you're feeling in any given moment. But self-awareness goes beyond simply identifying emotions. It's about understanding the why behind your emotions and how they influence your thoughts, behaviors, and decisions. For example, when you feel angry, do you notice the physical changes in your body? Tightness in your chest, clenching fists, a quickened heartbeat? Once you recognize these signs, you can pause and ask yourself, why am I feeling angry? What triggered this emotion? This self-awareness allows you to separate your immediate emotional reaction from your actions, giving you space to make a more conscious choice about how you respond. 2. Self-regulation. Choosing how to respond to your emotions. Self-regulation is the ability to control your emotional impulses and choose responses that are in alignment with your long-term goals and values. It's what allows you to stay calm in stressful situations and not let your emotions control your actions. One of the most effective strategies for self-regulation is the practice of delayed response. Instead of reacting immediately when an emotion arises, practice creating a moment of pause. You can use the stop, breathe, and think technique. Stop what you're doing. Breathe deeply to calm your nervous system. Think about how you want to respond, rather than reacting impulsively. This brief moment of pause gives you the opportunity to manage your emotions effectively and choose an empowered response, whether that means taking a step back, speaking calmly, or even walking away to cool off. 3. Motivation. Using emotions as fuel. Emotions aren't just something to manage, they're powerful motivators. When you're feeling passionate, excited, or inspired, your emotions can propel you forward and help you achieve your goals. The key is to harness your emotions and direct them toward positive outcomes. For example, if you feel frustrated by a setback, instead of allowing that frustration to lead to despair or giving up, you can use that energy to fuel your determination. Let that frustration become the fire that drives you to find creative solutions, work harder, and stay focused on your goals. Another way to use emotions for motivation is to connect with your why, the deeper reason behind what you're striving for. When you remember why something matters to you, it brings your emotions into alignment with your intentions, making it easier to stay motivated even when obstacles arise. 4. Empathy. Understanding and connecting with others. Emotional mastery isn't just about controlling your own emotions. It's also about understanding the emotions of others and responding in a way that fosters connection, trust, and collaboration. Empathy is the ability to sense what others are feeling and respond in a way that supports their emotional needs. The key to empathy is active listening. Instead of just waiting for your turn to speak, truly listen to the other person's words, tone of voice, and body language. When you can understand and empathize with someone else's emotions, you create a deeper bond and you're better equipped to manage conflicts and build stronger relationships. 5. Social skills. Building strong, supportive relationships. Your emotional intelligence also impacts your ability to connect with others. Developing strong social skills allows you to build meaningful relationships, communicate effectively, and influence others in positive ways. One of the most important social skills in emotional mastery is conflict resolution. When emotions run high in a disagreement, it's easy to react impulsively, say things you don't mean, and escalate the situation. Emotional intelligence helps you stay calm, listen actively, and approach conflict with a collaborative mindset, focusing on solutions rather than getting stuck in blame. Practical exercises for mastering emotional control. Now that you understand the components of emotional intelligence, let's explore some practical exercises to help you build and strengthen these skills. 1. Emotional journaling. Emotional journaling is an incredibly powerful tool for self-awareness and emotional regulation. By writing down your feelings, you can gain clarity about what's going on inside, and you can begin to uncover patterns in your emotions. This helps you develop the self-awareness necessary to recognize when your emotions are starting to take control. Exercise. Take a few minutes each day to journal about your emotional state. Ask yourself, what emotions am I feeling today? What triggered those emotions? How did my emotions affect my behavior or thoughts? How did I respond to those emotions? Over time, you'll start to notice recurring patterns and you'll gain insights into how to shift your emotional responses. 2. Emotional reframing. Emotional reframing is a technique used to change the way you interpret your emotions. Rather than seeing negative emotions as obstacles, you can choose to view them as opportunities for growth. Exercise. The next time you feel a negative emotion like fear, anger, or sadness, ask yourself, what can I learn from this emotion? How might this emotion be trying to guide me toward a positive outcome? What is the gift in this experience? This simple reframing process allows you to take control of your emotions, rather than letting them control you. 3. Meditation and mindfulness practices. Meditation and mindfulness are powerful practices for cultivating emotional control. By regularly practicing mindfulness, you strengthen your ability to observe your emotions without becoming overwhelmed by them. Exercise. Set aside time each day for meditation. Start by focusing on your breath, noticing the sensations in your body, and gently bringing your attention back to the present moment when your mind wanders. Over time, this practice will help you become more attuned to your emotions and develop the ability to stay centered in the face of challenges. 4. Creating an action plan for emotional mastery. Mastering your emotions isn't a one-time event. It's an ongoing process that requires consistent practice and intention. To make lasting changes in your emotional life, you need to create an action plan that aligns with your goals and values. Step 1. Set emotional goals. What emotional state do you want to cultivate? For example, calm, confident, resilient? What emotions do you want to avoid? For example, anxiety, anger, fear. Step 2. Identify emotional triggers. What situations or people tend to trigger negative emotions in you? How can you prepare to respond more effectively in these situations? Step 3. Practice daily emotional exercises. Incorporate the emotional regulation techniques we've covered: breathing exercises, mindfulness, journaling, reframing, into your daily routine. Step 4. Reflect and adjust. At the end of each week, reflect on your emotional progress. Are there areas where you've improved? What challenges are still present? Adjust your plan as needed. Chapter 5. Using emotions as your secret weapon for success. Your transformation journey, where you will learn how to use emotions as a powerful force for success. In the previous chapters, you've learned to build emotional resilience, master emotional control, and cultivate emotional intelligence. But now it's time to take things a step further. Using your emotions to propel you toward success in every area of your life. Think about it. Successful people aren't necessarily the ones who have the least problems or the smoothest paths. They're the ones who know how to channel their emotions toward a vision, whether that's overcoming adversity, maintaining focus during difficult times, or staying motivated when things aren't going as planned. This chapter will show you how to harness the full potential of your emotions to fuel your personal and professional success. You'll learn how to use emotions like passion, enthusiasm, and even discomfort to take bold action, stay committed to your goals, and achieve things you once thought impossible. Emotions are the energy that drives us. When you understand how to tap into that energy effectively, you unlock the ability to achieve anything you set your mind to. This is emotional alchemy, the art of transforming raw emotions into something powerful, productive, and transformative. Emotions as the fuel for motivation. At the core of all achievement is motivation, the energy and drive that moves you from where you are to where you want to be. But motivation isn't something that just magically appears. It comes from within, and it's deeply connected to your emotions. If you're feeling inspired, motivated, or passionate, you'll naturally take the steps needed to move toward your goals. But when you're feeling unmotivated or disconnected from your emotions, it can be hard to summon that drive. So, how do you turn your emotions into fuel for your goals? The first step is understanding that every emotion you feel has potential energy. Whether you're feeling excited, frustrated, sad, or even angry, these emotions can propel you toward something better. It's all about redirecting that emotional energy in a productive direction. Let's break down a few common emotions and how you can turn them into motivation. 1. Passion, the driving force. When you feel passionate about something, it's as though the world fades away and all that matters is achieving that goal. Passion creates momentum. It pulls you forward, pushing you to take action, work long hours, and persist when obstacles arise. How to use passion to fuel success. Connect to your purpose. Reflect on why you are passionate about your goals. What is the deeper meaning behind them? How does this goal align with your values and vision for the future? The more deeply connected you are to your purpose, the more powerful your passion will become. Take consistent action. Passion without action is just a feeling. Turn your passion into tangible steps forward. Break down your goals into manageable chunks and take action every day. Even small steps can keep that passion alive and driving you towards success. Stay focused on your why. Passion often fuels us in the short term, but it's your deeper why that keeps you going when the excitement wanes. Remind yourself regularly why your goal matters and let that emotional connection reignite your passion. 2. Frustration, a catalyst for change. Frustration is often seen as a negative emotion, but it can be a powerful catalyst for change. When things aren't going the way you want them to, frustration often signals that something needs to shift. Instead of letting frustration derail you, use it as a signal to reevaluate and pivot. How to use frustration for success. Reframe frustration as feedback. When you feel frustrated, it's easy to feel defeated, but instead ask yourself, what can I learn from this situation? Frustration often points out areas for growth or change, and reframing it as feedback can shift your perspective. Take inspired action. Use the energy of frustration to identify solutions. Rather than dwelling on what's wrong, channel that emotional energy into finding ways to move forward. Frustration is the emotion that tells you it's time to make a change, and when you do, success often follows. Break through your limitations. Frustration can indicate that you're facing a limit, whether it's a belief, a skill, or an obstacle. Use this emotion to push past these limits, challenge yourself to learn new things, and break through the barriers holding you back. 3. Fear, a signal to push forward. Fear is another emotion that often gets a bad reputation, but it's a natural response to anything new or uncertain. The truth is, Fear is a signal. It's telling you that something important is on the horizon, that you're about to step out of your comfort zone, and that growth is just around the corner. How to use fear for success. Shift from fear to excitement. Fear and excitement are often two sides of the same coin. Instead of seeing fear as something to avoid, shift your mindset and view it as excitement for the unknown. Recognize that fear is just your body's way of preparing for something big, and embrace it as a sign that you're on the right path. Use fear as motivation. When you feel fear, ask yourself, what's on the other side of this fear? Often, on the other side of fear is the growth, success, and achievements you desire. Use the adrenaline that comes with fear to propel you into action. Take small, manageable steps. If fear is holding you back from taking action, break your goals down into smaller, more manageable steps. As you take those steps, you'll start to see that fear doesn't have to control you. It can be transformed into the fuel that drives you toward your ultimate success. 4. Discomfort. Growth in disguise. Discomfort is a natural part of growth and progress. When you're pushing yourself outside your comfort zone, you'll often encounter moments of discomfort, doubt, and even resistance. But this is where true growth happens. How to use discomfort for success. Welcome discomfort as a sign of progress. If something feels uncomfortable, it's often a sign that you're expanding and growing. Instead of avoiding discomfort, embrace it. Ask yourself, what is this discomfort teaching me? Stay committed to your goals. When things get tough, it's easy to want to quit. But if you can push through discomfort and stay focused on your ultimate goal, you'll find that your success becomes inevitable. Discomfort is a temporary state, but the benefits of perseverance last a lifetime. Reframe your perspective. Rather than seeing discomfort as something to avoid, see it as a necessary part of the journey. It's in these moments that you're being challenged, stretched, and prepared for the success that's ahead. Channeling emotional energy into productive action. The key to using emotions as a force for success is redirecting emotional energy into productive action. Every emotion you experience contains an incredible amount of energy, and learning to channel that energy is the secret to creating momentum in your life. Here are a few tips to help you harness emotional energy and direct it toward productive actions. 1. Create an actionable plan. Having an actionable plan is essential to turning emotional energy into results. Whether you're feeling passionate, frustrated, or excited, take the time to break down your goals into specific steps. Write them down, create a timeline, and commit to taking daily actions toward achieving them. 2. Use positive affirmations to redirect energy. When you're experiencing a strong emotion, it can be easy to get caught up in negative thoughts. Use positive affirmations to redirect your focus and emotions toward the positive. For example, if you're feeling overwhelmed, affirmations like, "I am capable of handling challenges," or "I have the power to create my desired outcome," can help you regain control of your emotional state and move forward with confidence. 3. Take immediate action. The best way to harness the energy of your emotions is to take immediate action. The longer you sit on an emotion, the more it can lead to overthinking, stress, or burnout. Instead, when you feel an emotion like passion or frustration, take small steps to act on it immediately. Doing so helps you build momentum and take full advantage of the emotional energy you're experiencing. Chapter 6. Aligning your emotions with your highest purpose. Discover how to align your emotions with your highest purpose. By this point, you've already learned how to master your emotions, use them for success, and channel them into powerful actions. But now, we're going to take things a step further by focusing on aligning those emotions with your deepest goals and true calling. This chapter is about harmony, bringing your emotions into alignment with the life you truly want to create. Think of it like tuning an instrument. When all the strings are in harmony, the music flows effortlessly, creating a melody that feels purposeful, rich, and fulfilling. Similarly, when your emotions are aligned with your highest aspirations, everything starts to flow in your life. Opportunities open up, you make decisions with ease. You're in a state of flow that allows your true potential to shine. It's one thing to have emotional mastery and emotional intelligence. It's another to understand how to channel those emotions toward what truly matters. To live your best life, you must align your inner emotional landscape with the vision of the life you want to create. In this chapter, we'll explore how you can create alignment between your emotions and your higher purpose, helping you live with passion, clarity, and fulfillment. Before you can align your emotions with your highest purpose, you need to first understand what that purpose is. Your higher purpose is not just about career goals or external achievements. It's about your deepest values, your mission in life, and the unique gifts you have to share with the world. For some, this might be about creating meaningful relationships. For others, it's about serving others or making a tangible impact on the world. Whatever it is, your higher purpose provides a sense of direction, a reason to wake up every day with passion and enthusiasm. 1. Identifying your higher purpose. To identify your higher purpose, ask yourself, what brings me the most joy and fulfillment? What do I feel called to do in this lifetime? What values do I hold most dear? How do I want to be remembered? This is not a question to be answered overnight. Your higher purpose is something that evolves over time, and often it's tied to your core emotions, the feelings that motivate and drive you. When you're emotionally aligned with your purpose, you feel a sense of fulfillment that no external achievement can provide. 2. The role of passion and purpose. Your passion is often a direct reflection of your higher purpose. Passion is the fuel that powers you toward your purpose. When you're doing something you're truly passionate about, it doesn't feel like work. It feels like an exciting challenge that propels you forward. If you haven't yet discovered your passion, this is a key area to focus on in your journey of emotional alignment. Ask yourself, what activities make me feel alive, energized, and engaged? What would I do every day even if no one paid me for it? These answers will help you uncover your passions, which in turn will guide you toward your true purpose. When you align your emotions with your passions, you will begin to feel a deeper connection to your purpose. Now that you understand the concept of a higher purpose, it's time to explore how to align your emotions with that purpose. It's not just about intellectualizing your goals, it's about fully embodying them emotionally. When you feel emotionally connected to your higher purpose, it brings clarity and energy to your actions. Here's how you can achieve that alignment. 1. Clarify your vision and values. To align your emotions with your highest purpose, the first step is to gain a crystal clear understanding of your vision and values. When you know what truly matters to you, your emotions naturally follow. This alignment makes decision-making easier because your emotional responses will always guide you toward your core values. Exercise. Clarify your vision and values. Take a few moments to reflect on what matters most to you in life. What do you stand for? What do you want to contribute to the world? Write down your top 5 values and create a vision statement for your life that aligns with those values. For example, if one of your core values is family, your vision might be about nurturing deep, loving relationships. If creativity is one of your values, your vision might involve expressing yourself through art or innovation. Once you have clarity on your vision and values, your emotions will naturally begin to align with those areas, making it easier to stay focused on what matters. 2. Releasing emotions that are out of alignment. Sometimes we carry emotional baggage, old beliefs, fears, doubts, or resentment that keeps us from fully aligning with our purpose. These emotions can create tension and resistance, blocking the flow of energy toward our true calling. To move forward, it's important to release these limiting emotions and let go of anything that no longer serves you. Exercise, releasing old emotional baggage. Sit in a quiet space and close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths to center yourself. Think about any past emotions or experiences that may be holding you back. This could be past failures, regrets, or unresolved conflicts. Visualize these emotions as physical objects, perhaps a heavy weight or a dark cloud. Imagine yourself gently releasing these emotions, letting them float away. Affirm to yourself, "I am free from the past, and I am open to living in alignment with my highest purpose." By consciously releasing emotions that don't serve your purpose, you create space for emotions that do, such as excitement, hope, and clarity. 3. Embody your purpose with every emotion. Once you've clarified your vision and values and released any limiting emotions, it's time to embody your higher purpose with every emotion you feel. This means aligning your emotional responses to your purpose-driven actions. When challenges arise, instead of reacting with frustration or fear, choose to respond with emotions that serve your goals. Emotions like courage, confidence, and determination. For example, if you encounter a setback, you might initially feel disappointment or frustration. But instead of allowing those emotions to dictate your actions, remind yourself of your higher purpose. Shift your emotional state to one of empowerment. Feel the excitement of continuing your journey, knowing that each step forward is an important chapter of your bigger purpose. The power of emotional anchoring. One of the most effective ways to stay emotionally aligned with your higher purpose is through emotional anchoring. Emotional anchors are positive emotional states that you can access at will, even in difficult situations. These anchors help you tap into powerful emotions, such as confidence, gratitude, or excitement, whenever you need them. 1. Creating emotional anchors. To create an emotional anchor, recall a time when you felt powerful, confident, or deeply aligned with your purpose. Close your eyes and fully immerse yourself in that moment. Notice the feelings you experienced. Where in your body did you feel the most energy? What were the physical sensations associated with that emotion? As you recall this experience, anchor the positive emotion by touching a specific part of your body, such as your thumb and index finger pressed together, or tapping your chest with your hand. This physical touch will serve as a trigger, allowing you to access that emotional state whenever you need it. Exercise. Build your emotional anchor. Think of a time when you felt at your best, confident, joyful, or connected to your purpose. Close your eyes and relive that moment in as much detail as possible. Engage all of your senses. What did you see, hear, and feel? While feeling that emotion, use a physical anchor, touching your thumb and finger together, for example. Practice this process regularly so that your anchor becomes a strong, reliable emotional trigger. Once you've created your anchor, you can use it in moments of stress, doubt, or fear to instantly shift your emotional state toward one of empowerment and alignment with your purpose, living a purpose-driven life. Now that you understand the importance of aligning your emotions with your higher purpose, it's time to live a purpose-driven life. When your emotions and actions are aligned with what truly matters to you, everything falls into place. You feel energized, focused, and empowered to take on challenges. Your life becomes a reflection of your deepest values and desires. Remember, emotional alignment is not a one-time achievement. It's a daily practice. Every moment is an opportunity to realign your emotions with your purpose, whether through mindfulness, reflection, or intentional action. Exercise. Practice daily alignment. Each day, take a few moments to reflect on your purpose and values. How can you align your actions and emotions with your highest aspirations today? Set a clear intention to live purposefully, and throughout the day, check in with yourself. Are my actions and emotions in alignment with my purpose? Chapter 7. Maintaining emotional balance. while pursuing your highest goals. You've come so far on this journey toward mastering your emotions and using them as a powerful force for success. Now it's time to focus on emotional balance, a critical skill that ensures your emotional energy stays aligned with your goals without becoming overwhelming or draining. Pursuing your highest ambitions often involves periods of intense emotion. Whether it's the excitement of a new project, the frustration of a setback, or the fear that comes with stepping into unknown territory, emotions are a constant companion on your journey. But while emotions are powerful, they can also be unpredictable, and if left unchecked, they can throw you off course. Maintaining emotional balance means knowing how to harness your emotions effectively without allowing them to control you. It's about staying grounded, centered, and calm, even in the midst of chaos or pressure, so that you can continue moving forward with clarity and purpose. In this chapter, we'll explore how to maintain emotional balance through key practices that allow you to stay focused on your goals, even when emotions are high. From stress management to mindfulness techniques, this chapter will equip you with the tools to keep your emotional energy aligned with your path to success. Before diving into specific techniques for achieving emotional balance, it's important to understand why it's so crucial to your success. Emotional balance is not about suppressing your feelings or pretending that everything is fine when it's not. It's about understanding, managing, and redirecting your emotional energy in a way that serves you. When you maintain emotional balance, you stay focused on your goals. Emotions can be incredibly distracting if not managed well. Emotional balance helps you stay grounded, allowing you to maintain focus on your highest priorities, even in challenging times. Make clearer decisions. Strong emotions, especially negative ones, can cloud judgment and lead to impulsive or irrational decisions. With emotional balance, you can think more clearly and make decisions that are aligned with your long-term vision. Prevent burnout. Intense emotions like stress and anxiety can drain your energy and lead to burnout. By maintaining balance, you ensure that your emotional energy is used efficiently and sustainably over time. Enhance resilience. Life will inevitably throw challenges your way. Emotional balance enables you to bounce back from setbacks with greater resilience, knowing how to manage the emotional roller coaster that comes with adversity. The role of self-awareness in emotional balance. The foundation of emotional balance is self-awareness, the ability to recognize and understand your emotions as they arise. The more aware you are of your emotional state, the better equipped you'll be to manage your emotions in a healthy and productive way. Self-awareness allows you to recognize when your emotions are beginning to take over, so you can take action before they spiral. Identify patterns in your emotional reactions, helping you understand what triggers certain feelings and how you can respond differently next time. Gain insights into what's important to you and how your emotions are guiding or misguiding your choices. 1. Practice emotional check-ins. One of the easiest ways to increase your self-awareness is by regularly checking in with your emotions. This simple practice helps you become more attuned to how you're feeling throughout the day, so you can catch any emotional buildup before it becomes overwhelming. Exercise. Emotional check-in. Take a moment each morning to sit quietly and check in with yourself. How are you feeling right now? Are you feeling excited, anxious, calm, or stressed? Ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? Is there something specific that's triggering these emotions, or is it a general sense of unease or excitement? Repeat this check-in periodically throughout the day, especially when you feel a strong emotion building. By becoming more aware of your emotions, you can take proactive steps to manage them rather than being controlled by them. 2. Track emotional patterns. Another way to enhance self-awareness is by tracking your emotional patterns over time. Keep a simple journal or log where you note how you're feeling at various points throughout the day, along with any specific triggers or events that may have influenced your emotional state. Over time, you'll start to notice patterns in your emotional responses. For example, you may discover that certain situations, like stressful deadlines or lack of sleep, tend to make you feel overwhelmed or anxious. Recognizing these patterns can help you anticipate and manage your emotions more effectively. Now that you understand the importance of emotional balance and self-awareness, let's dive into some effective strategies you can use to achieve emotional equilibrium as you work toward your goals. These strategies will help you manage both positive and negative emotions, allowing you to stay focused, calm, and energized. 1. Mindfulness and meditation. Mindfulness is the practice of staying present and aware in the current moment. When you're mindful, you're not dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. You're fully engaged in the here and now. This practice is incredibly powerful for maintaining emotional balance, as it helps you manage stress, reduce anxiety, and cultivate a sense of calm and clarity. Benefits of mindfulness for emotional balance. Reduces the impact of stress and anxiety, allowing you to stay grounded. Helps you gain perspective on difficult emotions, reducing their intensity. Increases your ability to make clear, focused decisions. Cultivates patience and acceptance, which helps you remain balanced in the face of challenges. Exercise, mindfulness practice. Set aside 10 to 15 minutes each day for mindfulness meditation. Sit in a comfortable position, close your eyes, and focus on your breath. As thoughts and feelings arise, simply acknowledge them without judgment, then return your focus to your breath. If you're feeling overwhelmed or stressed, use mindfulness to bring your attention back to the present moment and calm your racing thoughts. Mindfulness helps you step outside of your emotions, observing them from a place of non-judgment. This practice is essential for maintaining emotional balance, as it allows you to detach from emotional reactivity and choose your response intentionally. 2. Deep breathing techniques. When we're stressed or anxious, our breath tends to become shallow, which can escalate those feelings. By practicing deep breathing, you can activate the body's relaxation response, reduce stress, and bring your emotions back into balance. Benefits of deep breathing. Calms the nervous system and reduces stress. Clears mental fog and increases focus. Helps to release tension and improve emotional clarity. Exercise. Deep breathing technique. Take a deep breath in for a count of 4. Hold it for 4 seconds, and then exhale slowly for a count of 4. Repeat this cycle 5 to 10 times. Focus solely on your breath as you do this exercise, allowing your body to relax with each breath. You'll notice a shift in your emotional state almost immediately. 3. Journaling for emotional clarity. Journaling is an excellent tool for gaining clarity on your emotions and processing difficult feelings. Writing down your thoughts and emotions can help you get to the root of what's causing emotional imbalances and release any pent-up feelings. Benefits of journaling. Helps you process and understand your emotions more clearly. Provides an outlet for releasing stress and frustration. Encourages reflection, helping you identify areas for growth and improvement. Exercise. Journaling prompts. When feeling emotionally charged, write for 10 to 15 minutes without filtering your thoughts. Start by writing, "I'm feeling," and let whatever comes up flow onto the page. After writing, reflect on the emotions you expressed. Do any patterns emerge? What do these emotions tell you about your current state? Journaling allows you to process and release emotions in a safe, private way, preventing them from building up and affecting your balance. Building emotional resilience. Emotional balance also involves resilience, the ability to bounce back from setbacks, maintain composure under pressure, and keep moving forward with determination and optimism. Building emotional resilience is key to staying emotionally balanced while working toward your long-term goals. 1. Reframe challenges as opportunities. One of the best ways to maintain emotional balance during difficult times is by reframing challenges as opportunities. Rather than seeing setbacks as failures, view them as chances for growth and learning. This mindset shift reduces the emotional impact of setbacks, allowing you to move through them with ease. 2. Cultivate a support system. Having a strong support system, whether it's friends, family, or mentors, can help you maintain emotional balance during tough times. Share your feelings and experiences with those who can offer support, encouragement, and perspective. Chapter 8. Building deeper connections through emotional mastery. By this chapter in your journey, you've learned how to master your emotions and use them as a tool for success in your own life. Now it's time to explore how emotional mastery can enhance your relationships and help you connect with others on a deeper level. Relationships are at the heart of a fulfilling life. Whether it's with family, friends, or colleagues, human connections are vital to our well-being and success. But emotional mastery is not just about how you feel. It's about understanding and responding to the emotions of others in a way that fosters trust, intimacy, and mutual respect. In this chapter, we'll dive into how emotional mastery can transform your relationships, allowing you to create deeper, more meaningful connections. You'll learn how to manage your emotions and interactions, understand others' feelings, and build strong emotional bonds that support your personal and professional growth. The role of emotional intelligence in relationships. Emotional intelligence, EQ, is the ability to recognize, understand, and manage your own emotions, as well as the ability to recognize and influence the emotions of others. Emotional intelligence plays a critical role in all relationships, from friendships to romantic partnerships to professional collaborations. When you have high emotional intelligence, you can understand your own emotions, recognize how you're feeling and why, which helps you respond more thoughtfully in relationships. Empathize with others, understand and share the feelings of others, which builds trust and rapport. Manage emotional responses. Instead of reacting impulsively, you can respond with patience, understanding, and composure, which prevents conflicts and fosters deeper connections. Effectively communicate. Share your thoughts and feelings in a way that is clear, respectful, and emotionally attuned to the other person. 1. Self-awareness in relationships. Just as you've practiced emotional check-ins to increase self-awareness in your personal life, this practice is just as crucial in your relationships. The more aware you are of your emotional triggers and patterns, the better equipped you'll be to navigate interactions with others. Exercise. Emotional check-in with others. Before engaging in a conversation or a challenging interaction, take a moment to check in with your own emotions. Ask yourself, how am I feeling right now? Why might I be feeling this way? Are there any emotions from the past influencing my responses? Am I bringing any unspoken frustrations, hopes, or fears into this conversation? By identifying your own emotions beforehand, you can approach relationships with greater emotional clarity and avoid reacting impulsively, which strengthens your connections with others. Empathy, the bridge to connection. Empathy is one of the most powerful tools for building strong, lasting relationships. It's the ability to understand and share another person's feelings, walking in their shoes, so to speak. Empathy creates a sense of connection and belonging as it lets people feel heard, understood, and valued. However, empathy isn't just about feeling what others feel. It's about listening deeply, acknowledging their emotions, and responding in a way that shows you understand. 1. Active listening for empathy. Active listening is one of the best ways to practice empathy. It involves giving your full attention to the other person, understanding their message, and responding thoughtfully. Active listening means being present in the moment, without distractions, and truly hearing what the other person is saying, both verbally and non-verbally. Exercise. Practice active listening. When someone is speaking to you, give them your undivided attention. Put down your phone, turn away from any distractions, and focus entirely on their words, tone, and body language. Reflect back what they're saying by paraphrasing. For example, "It sounds like you're feeling frustrated because..." This shows that you understand their perspective and that you're emotionally present. Allow them to speak without interrupting. And when it's your turn to respond, consider their emotions as much as their words. This validates their experience and strengthens your bond. By practicing active listening, you show the other person that you genuinely care about their feelings and perspective, creating a deeper emotional connection. 2. Validating emotions. Validation is an essential part of empathy. When you validate someone's emotions, you communicate that their feelings are important and that it's okay to feel the way they do. Validation doesn't mean agreeing with the other person. It means acknowledging and respecting their emotional experience. Exercise. Validate someone's emotions. When someone shares their feelings, instead of offering advice or trying to fix the situation immediately, start by validating their emotions. You can say something like, "I can see why you would feel that way," or "It makes sense that you're upset given what happened." Avoid the urge to dismiss their emotions with statements like, "Don't worry, it's not a big deal," or "You shouldn't feel that way." These comments can shut down the conversation and make the person feel unheard. Validating emotions is a powerful way to foster trust and create a deeper emotional connection, especially when someone is going through a difficult time. Emotional regulation. In relationships, especially when emotions are running high, emotional regulation is key. It's the ability to manage and control your emotional responses so you don't react impulsively or out of frustration. By learning to regulate your emotions, you can respond to others with calmness and clarity, even in challenging situations. 1. Identifying emotional triggers. Emotional triggers are situations or behaviors that provoke a strong emotional response. These triggers often come from past experiences or unresolved emotions, and they can be a source of tension in relationships. By identifying your triggers, you can become more proactive in managing your emotional reactions. Exercise. Identifying your triggers. Think about past conflicts or difficult conversations. What were the common themes or behaviors that triggered strong emotions in you? Take note of any situations where you tend to lose control over your emotions, such as when someone interrupts you or when you feel unappreciated. Write these triggers down and reflect on them. Once you identify your triggers, you can practice responding to them in a calm, constructive way instead of reacting emotionally. This strengthens your ability to maintain emotional balance and keeps your relationships healthy. 2. Deep breathing for emotional regulation. When you feel triggered or overwhelmed, deep breathing can help you regulate your emotions and maintain control. Breathing deeply activates your parasympathetic nervous system, which promotes relaxation and reduces the intensity of your emotional reactions. Exercise. Deep breathing for regulation. In moments of emotional intensity, take a few slow, deep breaths in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. As you breathe, imagine that you're inhaling calmness and exhaling tension. With each breath, feel your body and mind become more centered. By practicing deep breathing in emotionally charged moments, you create space between your emotional response and your actions, allowing you to choose a thoughtful and balanced response. Conflict resolution. Conflict is a natural part of any relationship. It's inevitable that misunderstandings and disagreements will arise. However, emotional mastery allows you to approach conflict with a mindset of collaboration rather than confrontation. 1. Stay calm and listen first. In conflict situations, the first step is to stay calm and avoid reacting defensively. When you listen with an open heart and mind, you create an environment where both parties feel heard and respected. Exercise conflict resolution. When you're in a conflict, focus on listening actively to the other person's concerns. Avoid interrupting or planning your response while they're speaking. Once they've finished, summarize what they've said to ensure that you've understood their perspective before offering your own thoughts. 2. Focus on solutions, not blame. Instead of focusing on who's right or wrong, direct the conversation toward finding a solution that works for both of you. This approach not only resolves the conflict, but also strengthens your relationship by showing that you care about finding common ground. Exercise solution-focused conversation. When discussing a conflict, ask questions like, "What can we do to move forward?" Or, "How can we work together to solve this?" Avoid the temptation to focus on blame or past mistakes. Keep the conversation solution-oriented and forward-looking. By focusing on collaboration and mutual respect, conflict becomes an opportunity to grow and strengthen your emotional connection. Chapter 9. Manifesting your dreams. Through emotional mastery. By now, you've learned how to harness your emotions for personal growth, success, and deeper connections with others. In this chapter, we're going to explore how emotional mastery plays a critical role in manifesting your dreams. Manifestation isn't just about visualizing what you want and waiting for it to appear. It's about aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions in a way that attracts the opportunities, people, and circumstances that support your highest vision. Your emotions are a powerful force in this process because they act as a signal to the universe, guiding what you attract into your life. This section will teach you how to use emotional mastery to align your energy with your desires, enhance your ability to manifest, and ultimately live the life you've always dreamed of. The science behind manifestation and emotions. Before diving into how to manifest your dreams, it's important to understand the science behind it. Many people think of manifestation as a mystical or magical process, but there's actually a solid psychological and neurological basis for why it works. At its core, manifestation involves focus, belief, and emotion, and here's why each of these components is crucial. 1. Focus. When you focus your attention on something, your brain begins to notice related opportunities and possibilities in the environment. This is because your brain is wired to seek out things that align with your current focus. This is why people often say, "What you focus on expands." Second, belief. Believing that you can achieve your desires is crucial because it shapes your behavior. When you believe in your own potential and the possibility of success, you make choices that align with that belief. This means you take action that moves you closer to your goals. 3. Emotion. Emotions act as the fuel that powers your manifestation. When you feel strongly about something, whether it's excitement, passion, or love, you create a powerful energetic signal that resonates with the energy of the universe. The law of attraction suggests that like attracts like, so when you emit positive, high vibration emotions, you attract similar energy back into your life. Understanding the science behind manifestation shows that emotions are not just fluff or something to be managed. They are the very fuel that powers your ability to manifest your desires into reality. Aligning your emotional energy with your dreams. The first step in using emotional mastery for manifestation is aligning your emotional energy with the dreams and goals you want to attract. Here's how to do it. 1. Get clear on your desires. You can't manifest what you don't know you want. Clarity is key. The clearer you are about what you desire, whether it's a new job, a loving relationship, or financial abundance, the easier it is to align your emotions with that desire. Exercise. Define your dream. Take some time to get clear on exactly what you want. Don't just say, "I want more money" or "I want to be happy." Be specific. Ask yourself, what does my dream life look like in detail? What kind of people do I want to surround myself with? How do I want to feel on a daily basis? Write down your desires in a journal and be as specific as possible. This clarity will serve as a roadmap for your manifestation. 2. Feel the emotions of your dream. Once you've defined your dream, it's time to step into the emotional state of already having it. This is a powerful chapter of manifestation, feeling as though your dream has already come true. When you immerse yourself in the emotions of already having your dream life, you align your energy with the reality you wish to create. You must embody the emotions that would come with achieving your goal, whether it's excitement, pride, gratitude, or fulfillment. Exercise, emotional visualization. Close your eyes and imagine your dream life in vivid detail. What does it look like, sound like, and feel like? As you visualize, allow the emotions associated with achieving your dream to fill you up. For example, if you're imagining landing your dream job, feel the excitement, the sense of pride, the happiness, and the relief of achieving that milestone. Hold on to these emotions for as long as possible, allowing them to flow through you. This emotional practice helps to send the right energetic signal into the universe, aligning your inner state with the outer reality you wish to create. 3. Let go of doubt and resistance. As you begin to feel the emotions of your dream, it's natural for doubts or resistance to arise. These negative emotions, such as fear, worry, or insecurity, can block the flow of positive energy and prevent your manifestation from coming to fruition. Exercise, release resistance. When you feel doubts or fears arise, acknowledge them without judgment. Understand that these feelings are normal, but they do not have to dictate your reality. Practice deep breathing to calm your mind and body, and consciously choose to let go of any negative thoughts. You can say to yourself, "I release all doubts and trust that everything is unfolding perfectly." Letting go of resistance creates space for your positive emotions to flow freely, making it easier for your dreams to manifest. Emotional mastery for consistent alignment. To manifest your dreams, you must stay consistently aligned with the emotions that support your desires. This requires emotional discipline and mastery. 1. Practice gratitude. Gratitude is one of the most powerful emotions you can cultivate to attract more of what you want. When you focus on what you already have and feel grateful for it, you raise your emotional vibration and signal to the universe that you're open to receiving more. Exercise, daily gratitude practice. Each morning, write down at least 3 things you're grateful for. These can be small things, like a warm cup of coffee, or larger things, like your health or your relationships. As you write, take a moment to truly feel the gratitude in your heart. The more genuine your feelings of gratitude, the stronger the energetic signal you send. By practicing gratitude daily, you create a positive emotional foundation that helps you stay aligned with your dreams. 2. Stay positive and optimistic. A positive, optimistic mindset helps you maintain emotional alignment with your goals. When you're optimistic about the future and believe that good things are coming your way, you maintain a high vibration that attracts those good things. Exercise, affirmations for positivity. Start each day with powerful affirmations that align with your goals. For example, "I am worthy of all the abundance that is coming my way. I am capable of achieving my dreams, and everything is falling into place perfectly. I am attracting loving, supportive people into my life." Repeat these affirmations throughout the day to keep your emotional state in alignment with your desires. 3. Take inspired action. Manifestation isn't just about feeling good. It's also about taking inspired action toward your dreams. When you feel emotionally aligned with your goals, you'll find that ideas, insights, and opportunities come to you more easily. However, it's up to you to act on these inspirations. Exercise. Inspired action. When you receive an idea or inspiration about how to move closer to your dream, take immediate action, even if it's just a small step. This shows the universe that you're committed to manifesting your desires and ready to receive the opportunities that come your way. Taking inspired action, guided by your emotional clarity, accelerates the manifestation process. Overcoming setbacks with emotional resilience. Not everything will always go smoothly as you manifest your dreams. There will be challenges, setbacks, and moments of doubt. However, emotional resilience is key to bouncing back and staying on course. 1. Reframe challenges as growth opportunities. Every challenge can be reframed as an opportunity for growth. Rather than seeing obstacles as roadblocks, view them as valuable lessons that are helping you grow stronger, wiser, and more prepared for your dream life. Exercise. Growth mindset. Reframe. When faced with a setback or challenge, ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? How is this challenge helping me grow stronger or more aligned with my goals? This reframe helps you maintain emotional resilience, allowing you to stay focused and positive in the face of adversity. 2. Trust the process. Trust is an essential part of manifestation. Believe that everything is happening for your highest good, even when things don't seem to be going your way. Trust that the universe is guiding you toward the best possible outcome. Exercise. Trust affirmation. Use affirmations like, I trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. I am exactly where I need to be, and everything is working out for my highest good. Trusting the process helps you maintain emotional balance and confidence as you continue to manifest your dreams. Chapter 10. Living authentically through emotional mastery. Welcome to the final chapter of this transformative journey. If you've been with us until now, you've learned how to harness the power of your emotions to create success, deepen your relationships, and manifest your dreams. In this final chapter, we're going to focus on how emotional mastery enables you to live authentically, to be unapologetically you. Living authentically means being true to yourself, expressing your thoughts, feelings, and values with clarity, and not trying to conform to others' expectations or societal pressures. When you live authentically, you align with your deepest desires and values, leading to a life of fulfillment, purpose, and joy. Emotional mastery plays a huge role in this because it helps you clear away the emotional blocks and limiting beliefs that might be keeping you from fully embracing who you are. It enables you to trust yourself, stand firm in your truth, and create the life that reflects your inner essence. This chapter will help you step into your authentic self with confidence, showing you how emotional mastery supports this journey toward a life of purpose, self-acceptance, and true happiness. Understanding authenticity and its importance. At its core, authenticity is about living in alignment with your true self. It's about making decisions and taking actions that are congruent with your beliefs, values, and passions, regardless of external influences. When you live authentically, you experience greater happiness, deeper self-acceptance, and a sense of peace because you're not pretending to be something you're not. But here's the thing. Authenticity doesn't just happen overnight. It requires emotional mastery because so many of us are conditioned to suppress parts of ourselves to fit in, please others, or avoid conflict. These conditioned responses often create emotional baggage that blocks us from stepping into our full potential. When you master your emotions, you develop the ability to let go of societal or familial expectations that no longer serve you, overcome fears of judgment and rejection, embrace your uniqueness and honor what makes you different, speak your truth with courage and confidence, The journey to authenticity is deeply emotional. It's not always easy, but the reward is priceless. A life that feels truly your own, free from the pressure to conform to others' ideas of who you should be. The emotional barriers to authenticity. To live authentically, you must first recognize the emotional barriers that prevent you from fully embracing your true self. These barriers can come from past experiences, fears, or societal conditioning, and they often manifest as fear of rejection. You might worry that if you show your true self, people won't accept you, leaving you feeling isolated or misunderstood. People-pleasing tendencies. You might suppress your own needs and desires to please others, leading to feelings of resentment or self-neglect. Perfectionism. The need to be perfect or to meet external standards can create anxiety, preventing you from embracing your flaws and imperfections. Guilt and shame. These emotions often arise when you feel like you're not living up to your family's or society's expectations, leading to a disconnect from your authentic self. Recognizing these emotional barriers is the first step in breaking free from them. Emotional mastery allows you to process, heal, and release these blocks, so you can fully express who you are without fear, guilt, or shame. 1. Releasing the fear of judgment. Fear of judgment is one of the biggest emotional obstacles to living authentically. Whether it's the fear of being rejected by your family, friends, or society, this fear keeps many people from expressing their true selves. But here's the truth. Most people are too focused on their own lives to judge you as harshly as you fear. Exercise. Letting go of fear. Write down a fear you have about being judged. For example, I'm afraid people will think I'm selfish if I set boundaries. Then, challenge that fear by asking yourself, is this fear based on reality, or is it just a story I've been telling myself? What would happen if I allowed myself to be true to who I am? How would my life improve if I released this fear? Letting go of the fear of judgment opens up the space for you to step into your authentic self and express yourself freely. 2. Healing the inner people pleaser. Many of us struggle with the desire to please others, often at the expense of our own needs and desires. When you've been conditioned to put others' needs first, you can easily lose touch with your own authentic desires and emotions. Exercise. Setting boundaries. Take a moment to identify an area of your life where you've been people-pleasing. Are you saying yes to commitments that you don't really want? Are you sacrificing your own needs to make others happy? Practice setting a healthy boundary. For example, you could say, I'm sorry, but I can't commit to that right now. Notice how you feel when you honor your own needs instead of constantly putting others' needs before your own. By learning to set boundaries, you honor your authentic self and create space for your true desires to emerge. Emotional mastery for confidence and courage. Living authentically requires a high level of confidence and courage. You have to trust yourself and believe that you deserve to live a life that's true to who you are. Emotional mastery helps you build both confidence and courage by teaching you how to manage negative self-talk and limiting beliefs, overcome the fear of failure or success, take bold actions in alignment with your true self. 1. Overcoming self-doubt and limiting beliefs. Self-doubt is another major barrier to living authentically. You may question your worth or feel unqualified to pursue your dreams. Emotional mastery helps you break through these mental blocks and cultivate a belief in yourself that allows you to take bold steps toward your authentic life. Exercise. Challenge negative thoughts. When you notice self-doubt creeping in, ask yourself, is this belief based on facts, or is it just a story I've been telling myself? What is the evidence that supports my belief in myself? How would I show up if I truly believed in my own worth? By challenging negative thoughts and replacing them with empowering beliefs, you build the confidence to live authentically. 2. Taking courageous action. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's taking action despite fear. Emotional mastery helps you manage fear and anxiety, allowing you to move forward with boldness and clarity. Exercise. Take one bold step. Identify one small courageous action you can take that aligns with your authentic self. It might be speaking your truth in a conversation, making a decision that aligns with your values, or pursuing a goal that excites you. Take that step, no matter how small. Each courageous action builds your confidence and brings you closer to living authentically. Living in alignment with your values. Living authentically means living in alignment with your core values, those guiding principles that define who you are and what you stand for. When you live in alignment with your values, you experience a deep sense of fulfillment and purpose. Exercise. Identify your core values. Take some time to reflect on your core values. Ask yourself, what do I stand for? What principles are most important to me? What does my ideal life look like if I'm living in alignment with these values? What choices can I make today to bring my life more in alignment with my values? Living in alignment with your values is one of the most powerful ways to cultivate authenticity and ensure that every decision you make is a reflection of your true self. Emotional mastery is the key to living authentically. By releasing emotional blocks, overcoming fears, and building confidence, you can fully embrace who you are and create a life that's true to your deepest desires. When you align with your values, take courageous actions, and trust yourself, you step into your authentic power, living a life of fulfillment, joy, and purpose. As you continue on your journey, remember that emotional mastery is not a destination, but a practice. It's a daily choice to honor your emotions, embrace your authentic self, and create a life that reflects who you truly are. Thank you for joining me on this transformative journey. I hope this audiobook has inspired you to take charge of your emotions and create the life you deserve. You are capable, worthy, and powerful beyond measure.